Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time visiting me. I am here to share with you my hot takes on some upcoming tarot and oracle decks. We're going to be getting into it shortly. If you are new to this series, or if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I got this idea from a totally other part of YouTube, and I thoroughly enjoy doing these. But just to give you the rundown, based on Wikipedia's definition, a hot take in journalism is a piece of deliberately provocative commentary that is based almost entirely on shallow moralizing in response to a news story, usually written on tight deadlines with little research or reporting and even less thought. Basically, I have not done any pre-thinking, pre-planning, pre-scripting, pre-bullet pointing, anything about what I'm going to say about all of these decks that we're going to be talking about today. And it's also worth pointing out that the decks that I talk about on this series are usually the ones that you guys are recommending to me that you want to hear me give my thoughts on. So if you have submitted a suggestion, just thank you, because it really, really helps me a lot when I am doing these videos. So thank you so much for that. Now we're going to be talking about mass market decks, independent decks or indie decks, and decks that are crowdfunding. So these are decks on sites like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, that sort of thing. So I'm going to kick this off with mass market decks. So the first deck I have to share with you guys today is the Wild and Sacred Feminine deck. Now this calls itself a 52 card oracle and guidebook set by Nikki Dewart, Elizabeth Marglin, and Jenny Kostecki Shaw. And y'all, I'm going to do the best I can with name pronunciation. Apologies in advance for any name slaughtering that happens as a part of making this video. Now, this particular deck set is due to release on November 15th, so pretty quick here, and it's priced at $35 US. Let's see what it says here. It says, within you lives the wild and sacred feminine. Invoke her empowering wisdom through cards separated into 4 facets. Wild, so that's butterfly and lioness. I guess those are examples. Elemental, mountain and smoke. Archetypal, so muse, shapeshifter, and divine, Inanna, Oshun. So there's going to be obviously divine archetypes here in this deck. I'm like trying to wrap my head around it. Also included is a full color guidebook which offers ideas for single card draws and unique multi-card spreads, along with inspiring quotations and an open-ended exploration of each card's light and shadow. So we only have one image here. Let's scroll down and see if there's some more information down below. Ah, yes. Ooh, okay, wait, I was not expecting this looking at the box. I was kind of like, meh. And then I'm looking at this, and this artwork is really beautiful. And can I just say thank you to this creator, because with oracle decks, I really, really, really genuinely appreciate when there is both a title, so what is it you're showing me on the card, and a keyword, or if anything, just a keyword. So here we have horse, freedom, deer, gentleness, and hummingbird joy. So they have a title and a keyword, which is chef's kiss. Love that. So those are examples of the wild cards. In the elemental cards, we have mountain presence, desert solitude, and lotus resilience. Oh, I love resilience as a keyword for lotus. Then in archetypal, we have mystic for devotion, muse for inspiration, and curandera, I know I'm not saying that right, for healing. And then under divine, we have Kuan Yin for compassion, of course. Oshun is harmony, and Hathor for celebration. This is really beautiful. Includes a 200-page full-color guidebook with ideas for single-card draws, unique multi-card spreads. Okay, who's publishing this? Oh, I don't even know this publisher. Shambhala? Okay, this is exciting to me because it's outside of like the usual publishing houses, and I don't know why that specifically excites me, but I'm always interested because sometimes there are smaller publishing houses that are kind of like, they kind of fill that space between like big company mass market and small independent creators. So an example of this for me is Liminal 11. They're a smaller publisher. So they're not this like big, massive, huge corporation. They're a smaller company that publishes decks. So you can sometimes find some really cool and unique decks slotting into this sort of middling space between that mass market independent. Yeah, so I'm just making a wild guess. I don't know anything about Shambhala, but I certainly haven't, to my recollection, talked about any decks or reviewed any decks coming out of this particular publishing company. So that to me is a little bit exciting, and I'm just going to be really keeping my eyes on this one. I do have other feminine focused decks, so I don't know if this is one that I will scoop up. I do have some pretty potent ones actually, but the cover of this box actually is totally giving me Women Who Run with the Wolves vibes. I mean, not just me, right? Somebody validate this, because I feel like I'm really seeing it. The next one up is the Phantom Wise Tarot, a 78 card deck and guidebook. Okay, so I have to admit, now, okay, let me slow down. Let me back up. Aaron Morgenstern is the creator of this one. This one's also due out on the 15th, and the current list price on Amazon anyways is $22.49 US. So the interesting thing for me personally about this deck at this moment is that at the time that I'm recording this, actually, the Unicorn Fam, so my channel members, recently voted to have the Night Circus be our Unicorn Fam Book Club book pick for November and December. So I'm actually going to be reading the Night Circus, which is by the same creator. And my understanding is that Aaron Morgenstern was sort of creating this tarot deck and the Night Circus, kind of writing the Night Circus book at the same time. So there could be some cool sort of overlap between the two, but I haven't read the Night Circus yet. So I don't know if I like the book yet and that if I'd want like a tarot deck associated with it or not. And I'll also say that in my experience, decks that are made by authors who also wrote books, sometimes they like line up where it's like the deck and the book are like intertwined, or the deck and the movie or whatever are intertwined. And sometimes they're just like loosely, like very loosely related. And that can change how I view it. So those are some of my initial thoughts based on the fact that I know that this is by the creator of the author of the Night Circus. But it's also a black and white deck, which like, I mean, not usually my thing. I am digging the circus vibes, but I mean, is it just me, or like, I know that, again, I haven't read the Night Circus, so like take this with a grain of salt, but like for me, circus stuff is colorful and like vibrant and bold. And so black and white with circus to me is such a weird combination. Like it might literally be the vibe of like the Night Circus and such. I mean, Night Circus, dark, black, I mean, maybe that's where it's going. But, oh, there's a Dream Child spread. I love that this spread is like right here for us all to see. That's kind of cool. So it's current position, the unconscious, and then the conscious. That's a cool 3-card spread. Oh, there's another spread they're just giving us here. That's kind of neat. The ship, the sextant, the evening star, the north star, the morning star, and the far shore. Okay, okay, okay. So this is kind of how the guidebook's written. I don't know how I feel about this. It's not strictly black and white. Like, do you see that? There's like some dark, barely there, kind of earth tones sort of in this, it seems to me. Like a little bit of brown I'm kind of picking up. Maybe I'm just imagining that, or some like blue-gray. It's not quite strictly like black and white, but that gives you an idea of some of the images. I don't think I would buy this based on looks alone, but I feel like if it was really locked in and tied into the story of the Night Circus, and I happen to love the Night Circus book for some reason, then it would definitely tempt me. I will be curious to hear from Unicorn Fam members if you guys end up getting this deck after reading the book. We'll have to discuss that in our book club live, but like looks really, really interesting. I'd be curious for those of you watching this video, if you have ordered this, pre-ordered this, if you're excited for it, if you've read the Night Circus and are gonna, like, what do you think about the book? Well, no spoilers because we're reading it, but like, if you have thoughts about the book versus the deck and like how they overlap, I'd be super curious. So I hadn't heard of this one either, the Gentle Thrills Tarot. I swear though, I had not heard of it, but when I pull it up and look at it right now, it looks like a deck I've seen before. So this one also comes out on the 15th of November. It's like everything's coming out on the 15th, I guess. And this one is retailing for $29.99 US. This looks familiar, and I don't know if it's because, like, did I see it before? But it's so bold. That looks like it's the 9 of Cups. So it's kind of pippish. This has got that kind of wild, chaotic, kind of colorful, you know, primary color, you know what I'm trying to say, right? That primary colors vibe. Let's see what it says here. Hand painted in 2020 during the first weeks of quarantine, this bright and vibrant tarot deck for the modern card reader is a connection to the universe and a light for anyone who has ever searched for meaning in the darkness. Commune with the universe. So oh, here we go. A light for anyone who has ever searched for meaning in the darkness. Oh, here we go. Here's some more pictures. This is definitely a lot. I love the bright colors. Y'all know me. I'm really into the bright colors, but this one feels chaotic in a way that doesn't work for me personally. But I feel like this is going to really be exciting to a lot of folks. This reminds me a little bit of that, what is that, the Tarot de Arcs, or the one that had the Christmassy backs. It's like a Marseille deck, and it kind of, that's what this reminds me of. It's got this like fun, vibrant, bold look about it that I'm not feeling at this particular moment, but is really cool. I'm digging the white rose in the Fool here, right here. I feel like this would be an interesting one to sort of sink into the symbology. It does look like the Minor Arcana is going to be pippish, but like in a deck like this, it doesn't feel so stark. Like a lot of times a pip deck feels kind of stark, like kind of empty. And this doesn't seem like that because there's just so much going on in the borders and like with the colors and the patterns. Yeah, this is cool. This is definitely cool. This is a Hay House publication. So that's neato. Did I just say that's neato? Yeah, I did. Okay, next we have the Crystal Magic Tarot, Understand and Control Your Fate with Tarot. So this comes out on November 29th, and it is priced at $24.95 US. So what does it say? The Crystal Tarot deck and guidebook expands the use of tarot beyond self-awareness and future predictions into the world of manifesting and intention setting. Oh, that's interesting. This 78-card tarot deck isn't created to help explain your fate, but to control it. Explore, clarify, and take hold of your destiny and manifest what you want to happen in your life. The combination of tarot, intentions and insights, and crystals, energy and power is potent and hitherto relatively unexplored. I can't remember the last time I saw hitherto in the middle of a sentence. I think that's a great line, actually. So it looks like you don't need to have 78 crystals. You're just going to need roughly 12 differently colored crystals, so you can play along. Interesting. Let's take a look at some of the images here, or what we've got. Use crystals tarot to make your dreams a reality. What is this? Months. There's a crystal associated with each. It looks like a crystal associated with every single card. That's interesting. Ooh, this art is funky. I like this. I like this art a lot. The High Priestess Labradorite. Of course the High Priestess is a Labradorite. That makes perfect sense to me. I'm kind of intrigued because there have been other crystal tarot hybrid sort of decks, but they have tended to be, the ones that I've seen anyways, have been very kind of like, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, like very like, definitely pip-ish, and definitely that really repetitive pip looking sort of thing. I'm curious if this is going to be. These are court cards here. So if the Page of Cups is Veracruz Amethyst, is that a certain type of amethyst? Oh, I'm so fascinated by this. This is so interesting. It's kind of blurry when I zoom in, but still. The Knight of Cups is ruby. Totally makes sense for the Knight of Cups. Oh, I feel like this would be fun to look through, if for no other reason than to like see what all the pairings are. Anybody? Is it just me? Tarot crystal spreads. I want more pictures. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Scroll down. No, I want more. I want more. Give me more. I would like to see more. This one actually is really interesting. The idea of manifesting with tarot, you can definitely do that, obviously, with any deck. But it sounds to me like the idea here might be to work with tarot, potentially. There's some cool potential here in the sense that I feel like you could then maybe build crystal grids with the specific crystals associated with each specific card and like work with the energies in this really like proactive way. I think this is really an exciting concept, and it's fun and it's different. And I love when creators do something innovative like this with the tarot. And I'm definitely tempted by this because it seems really interesting. I do have a good sized crystal collection. I feel like I could play with something like this with no problem, and it would be fun. I also have to admit I'm really drawn to the art style. The only thing that gives me pause is there are no pictures here of any of the minor arcana cards. And I don't know, like we got a major here with the High Priestess, but we didn't get, see, and this looks like the Hanged One to me, but we don't get any pictures and we get court cards. So I don't know if the numbered minor arcana cards are going to be illustrated or scenic in the same way that the majors are. But I really love this art style on the majors, and I love that it lists the crystal right on it, and that the colorway of the card, I assume, because the Labradorite looks like it is, kind of ties in the color or the energy of that crystal also. So the whole thing seems very exciting to me. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one. If you happen to know any more about this or know if it's going to be pippish or not, let us know in the comments down below, because this is one I'm super curious about for sure. Okay. We're going to talk about the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot, but I'm going to preface this by saying that in a previous hot take, probably quite some time back, there was a Hieronymus Bosch Tarot that was on Kickstarter. I don't know if this is the same thing that has just been picked up for mass market, or if this is a different thing. Who's publishing this? Let's see. This literally looks to me the same kind of, I mean, it's Hieronymus Bosch is an artist. Well, I'll read you some of the stuff from up above because I don't really know. But these images are what's the word I'm looking for? Familiar. These images are familiar because I remember the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot. And the ironic thing is that what I remember the most from the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot that was on Kickstarter, and again, I don't know if this is the same one or not, but what I remember the most is there was a lot of things coming out of butts. That's what I remember. If anybody knows which hot takes I was talking about this in, enlighten us. I'll try, if I can figure it out, I will link that hot takes episode up in the cards for you so that you can see. I think it's going to be, the cards are going to be over there, but I will link it for you so that you can see how I reacted to the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot that was on Kickstarter. It's not giving us a whole lot. It's Rockpool Publishing, but if you are into Hieronymus Bosch artwork, you'd probably really like this. I am not, but his artwork is very like, oh, look at the box. Is that the box design that folds out like that? That's really cool. Nice, Rockpool. That's very innovative and cool. Okay, anyway, point is, this is not my art style. It's definitely interesting and different, but I don't know if I can take it seriously. I guess I should show some more images. Hold on, let's do that. So we have, hello, there we go. So we have the box, which looks like it opens up in this, like right down the center. See that split? So it looks like it opens up, which I think is really cool. This image is so memorable to me. This is the Mistress of Terror, and it has keywords on here. So controls, let's see, control, submission, feminine power. So what part of the tarot is that? So we know the Lovers is the lover. What's the Mistress of Terror? Is that going to be a court card? Is it like a bonus card? I'm confused. Okay. So then we have the Lovers, and we have trust, romance, and love. And also choice. I have feelings. Anyway, then we have Ascent of the Blessed, and this is a Judgment card. This is a really cool pick for Judgment with this like tunnel and white light situation happening. This is very Judgment. This is very Judgment. And then we have Ace of Berries. Oh, okay. Well, that just happened. The Ace of Berries. I don't know what the suits are. Ace of Birds. I'm assuming that's going to be, maybe Berries is Pentacles or Earth suit, and then Birds is Air suit. Somebody, if you know, is this the same one as the one that was on Kickstarter, just gone mass market? So, Sin of Greed, money, business, career, and desire for riches. Okay. See, the box opens up. So cool. Anyway, not my thing, but very excited for anybody who's excited for this. That's amazing. I'm happy for you. Not my thing, but I kind of do want to watch like a walkthrough with somebody who knows what it's all about. Maybe Dustin will do a walkthrough. Okay, so that brings us to independent decks. And the first one on my list for this month is the Witch Cats Oracle deck. So this is by the same creator as the, oh no, I'm not going to be able to remember it now. Spirit Cats. I cheated because it's up on the website. Same creator as the Spirit Cats. This was apparently on Kickstarter, but for some reason I don't remember covering it on my hot takes. So did I just entirely miss this? And I mean, that's possible. Can we talk about how beautiful this artwork is for just a moment? Like, it's really pretty. I am not a collector of cat decks, but if I was, this would be like at the tippy top of my list because these cards are gorgeous. It's like an oracle deck, and if I remember from Spirit Cats, there's messages written on the back. These are so pretty. Like, look at this one here. This one is Wish on the back of this kitty. Rhythms and Cycles here with this one, with the lemniscate and the moons. These are so beautiful. I mean, I have no critique. It's just really nice. I mean, the only thing I guess would be is that if you're not the type to want to be able to shuffle your cards, like there's pictures on the front, messages on the back. So you got to pick which side. I would usually shuffle it with the words facing up so that I don't see the pictures that I'm picking, you know? But like, this is so pretty. And if you had this one and Spirit Cats, they look like they're the same like size and like form factor. It'd be really cool if you could mush them together and like have like a mega magical cat deck, which would be super cool. I think this is really neat. Let's see what it says for pre-order status here. So you can pre-order it now. If we click that, it tells us that the Witch Cats deck is $40 US, I'm assuming, or you can get it in different sets with like, I don't know what it comes with, maybe like a card holder. So it's currently in pre-order status, and it says this is a pre-order item and it will ship out in October or November. So I don't know if it's in stock yet, if it's still in pre-order status. I'm not quite sure what the status on this one is, but it's really pretty. So if you decide to get this one, let us know. The next indie deck I want to talk about that you guys brought to my attention is the Treasures from Above deck by MJ Cullinan. Now, MJ is the creator of the Wise Dog Tarot, the Crow Tarot, the Urban Crow Oracle. There's a cat one called like the Grimalkin, the Guardians of the Night. I mean, she has made a bunch of decks. I was looking at these cards and I was like, what is this? Because there's like a picture and then it says pick a treasure. And I was like, what is this? So let's look at it together. But I did peek a little bit on this one. I know I said I try not to look in advance, but this one was like, I was like, what am I even looking at? So it says here something about, okay, so yeah, it says Treasures from Above is a yes-no oracle, much like a magic 8-ball if it was a card deck infused with crow energy, which is so fun. So it says how to use the Treasures from Above. It was created to simply offer you a clear answer, yes or no. Like my other decks, this deck was created to connect your intuition with the energy of the universe to ensure that you receive a straightforward, cut to the chase, no reading between the lines answer. So how you use this is you shuffle and draw a card, and then you pick one of the treasures. So like, let's say you drew this crow here. Oops, there we go. You have the barrette, the whisk, or the doorknob. So you pick one of those, and then you go to the book and you look up whatever item you picked, like doorknob, and you'll get an answer. This is so cool. It's really unique. I think it's super fun. I don't know if it's one I'll get, but I'm a little tempted because, as I've already mentioned, I am really generally tempted by things that are innovative or that I feel like do something different with cards. This definitely does that. So I find it pretty darn tempting. Let's see what it says about the pre-order. So it is a deck that's currently in production, and it's meant to ship sometime in November. So you can pre-order it now. Where's the shopping? There we go. You can pre-order it now. So there's a special right now during the pre-order period where you can get it for $34, which includes domestic shipping. So you'll have to pay more if you're outside of the US. Once the deck is out, the price is going to go up to $39.99. So you do save a few dollars if you get it during the pre-order period, which I'm assuming is going to be over soon if she's planning on shipping in November. But this one is really interesting. I'm super going to be curious to hear about people's experiences with this one. I'm putting it on my maybe list just because it's so different, and her artwork is really beautiful. Okay, we need to talk about the Cosmic Cycles tarot deck. This was one that when it was on Kickstarter, I was so incredibly tempted. This art style is so like Disney-ish in a way that I genuinely adore. I really like the concept of this deck. I really like the through line of story that shows up in the minor arcana, and I think in the majors too in this deck. I like the color. I like the format. It's all really beautiful. I did not back it on Kickstarter because at the time I just got a funny vibe about the delivery, or there's something that gave me like I didn't feel fully comfortable, so I didn't back it. Then when it came out, I think there were some delays or delivery issues or something. And as far as I know, that all got sorted. And I thought that this wasn't going to be reprinted, but it does say available again around November, December. I found out about this because somebody commented when I asked which decks you guys wanted me to cover for this series this month. Somebody mentioned this, and I responded to them because I was confused. I was like, I thought this one was already like out and also over. Like, is it coming back? Like, what's the story? And I don't even think I've gotten a response yet. I'll have to go check. But at the time I'm filming this, I decided to look it up anyway. And I came here to the artist's website where it does say that it's going to be available again. I don't know for sure when, but there is an option to be notified via email. So if this is one you've been looking for that you were bummed you missed out on, it might be worth getting on that email notification list so that you can be up to speed if or when it comes back. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on this one for sure. Another indie deck that's currently open for pre-orders is the Magical Child Oracle. Now this is a deck by Marie Bento. I actually did get a chance to hold a copy of this, or a prototype copy of this, in my hands at Northwest Tarot Symposium because Marie was there with a prototype copy and also had her other decks for sale. Now I'm new to Marie Bento's work personally, so I have just finally gotten my first Marie Bento deck. I picked up a copy of the Divine Muses Oracle, but she's also the creator of the Antiquarian Tarot. Her artwork is this really beautiful, like, collage with this vintage feel. This is an oracle deck that was actually inspired by the Magical Child card in the Divine Muses Oracle. That's what I understood from what Marie was talking about when we were chatting at Newt's. So it has this very it's like a poker size, and it has the same exact art style, but a much more whimsical kind of, a very adult-like inner child vibe, at least to me when I held it and looked at it. I think this is really, really cool. It is open for pre-order now. I don't know if it's one that I'd pick up because I'm still just beginning to get to know Divine Muses. But I do have an actual physical card. You are allowed to like draw one and like keep it at the Symposium. So I have one tucked into my planner that I think is just super cute. It's the dance card. And this is a lot of fun. Definitely check this one out if you are into either the Divine Muses or the Antiquarian. Another exciting pre-order that's open right now is the second printing of the Revelation edition of the Spirit Keepers Tarot and the Revelation edition of the Book of Maps. I do have a copy from the first printing that I have still not played with. So I can't give a whole lot of thoughts on this besides to say that it is absolutely beautiful. This box looks really pretty. I feel like it's different than the first printing box. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the same. Oh, it is different. Look, because the first print run had these backs on the left. The second print has this golden back. That's cool. And the cover of the Book of Maps has also changed a little bit. So yeah, those are, I guess, the main changes. There's more to this. I believe there's going to be a thing where your particular deck will belong to like an order, like a group. Yes, 8 immortal orders. For the second print run, all decks will be cast into one of the following 8 orders: the Virtuosos, the Warriors, the Philosophers, the Spellcasters, the Shamans, the Healers, the Alchemists, the Enchanters. The funny thing about that is that to me, this is like rolling a character for like a D&D game, or like picking your class for a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Or it actually just like makes my geeky little heart kind of happy to know that you can like get a deck and it's going to be a part of like a specific order. I think that's very creative. I love that Benabel does these cool things with her deck runs. I think it's really creative and fun. And obviously, I should say it like that. I'm like, I know it's more than just fun, but also it's fun, and I'm a nerd and I like these kinds of things. But I do have my copy, so I have no business buying the second print run because I have the first one over there. I can see it right now. But if you missed out on it and you want it, this is the full color edition of the Spirit Keepers Tarot, and if you've been curious about it, this is the time to check it out. The last indie pre-order I want to talk about is the Shadow Moonchild Tarot. I'm so tempted by this, but it feels so self-indulgent for me to buy this. I absolutely love the Moonchild Tarot. I don't use it a ton, but it's very unique and special in my collection. I think it's beautiful. This Shadow Edition looks real pretty, okay? It looks really pretty. I feel like a lot of the art is different, but a lot of it is the same, just cast in darker tones. But a lot of it looks new to me, and I don't know if it's just the colors being less bright that makes it look new to me, or if it's like I can't make the art fit on the page. I don't know why, but anyways, that's the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, see, this is the same Queen of Cups, but the coloration is slightly different here. Yeah, it's the same card, right? Like it's a different coloration, but some of these cards for sure look new. This doesn't look new. The Moon card looks the same, but this card looks new to me. And I feel like, is it just that my memory of the deck is bad? Like, if you have the Moonchild Tarot, this is new art, right? Let's just see what it says. So it is now in production, and it's supposed to be released in spring 2023. This deck is $65 Canadian. So if you are in the US, that means it's somewhere in the ballpark of $50 US. So that's a very reasonable price. I love that Danielle Noel is a Canadian creator. I really want this. But wouldn't it be cool to like have the like Moonchild Tarot for like your full moon work and the Shadow Moon Tarot for your dark moon work, and the symmetry of that but will I use it? I don't know. Is it redundant? Is it self-indulgent? Yeah, this is the same Fool card, but definitely darker. Like, but then this Hermit card looks new to me. Like I don't know. Yeah, more cards are going to be revealed. Some of these are definitely new, right? Right. So we don't know. It's going to have metallic gilding, but we don't know what color yet. I have so many feelings about this. Yes, thank goodness. Okay, so this Page of Cups to me looks very similar. And I'm so glad because this is one of my favorite Page of Cups of all time. I love it so much. Oh, look, I made it big. I didn't know I could do that. Okay, that's exciting. Oh, it's so pretty. I keep making it big. Okay, stop. Focus, Lisa. Okay, so anyway, I'm real tempted by this one. Real tempted. So we have some time to pre-order it. I will definitely keep you guys posted. If I can talk myself out of this, or into it, or something, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Part of me is like, I don't need another Moonchild tarot. That's silly. I have one. But these are different, right? Like some of them are the same, but a lot of them, there's a labyrinth in here, like a hedge maze. And the Two of Pentacles, I really like this a lot. And plus, Daniel Noel's guidebooks are so beautifully written, and I kind of want this. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. This brings us now to crowdfunding decks, most of which are on Kickstarter, but I think I have one Indiegogo deck on here. There are multiple crowdfunding platforms. I know that we talk a lot about Kickstarter, but there's Kickstarter, there's Indiegogo. You can also now crowdfund on BackerKit, and I'm sure there's other ways too, but Kickstarter is where the most projects seem to go. So this is the Tarot of the Crystal World. It is funding until Saturday, November 12th at 3:45 p.m. So that's how long, Pacific time. So that's how long you have to, before the campaign is over, to back it if you want to back it. I found out about this one from Dustin of Modern Metaphysique. Dustin actually said it was like my aesthetic and Danny of Danny Mystic's aesthetic kind of smushed together into a deck, and I kind of might agree. It says the cards are fierce, punk, challenging, inclusive, and emotional. Does that not just sound like, don't Danny and I combined seem like fierce, punk, challenging, inclusive, and emotional? I feel like yes. This reminds me a little, just from this preview image on the video, this reminds me a little bit of the Black Lily Tarot if it was like really gentle and like loving, you know? But maybe it's not fully gentle, you know? It's got an edge to it. I love this Seven of Cups. It's really pretty. This Four of Swords is, I really dig this. There's a quirk to it. Like, yeah, there's just some, yeah, it almost feels like, to me, I just keep saying and not finishing. It almost feels like a comic book or like a graphic novel. It just feels funky in a really cool way. I think this is pretty exciting, honestly. These are some sketches of some of the other cards. So that's the Two of Pentacles. Okay, here's some more of the cards. Oh, good. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, wait. Where did it go? Okay, so there's our lovers. The Six of Pentacles. That's interesting. That Six of Pentacles looks, oh, I see what's happening here. This is so interesting. Okay, so sorry, I'm just going to geek out for a second. This Six of Pentacles, at first I was like, that looks like the Five of Pentacles. Because, of course, in the Five of Pentacles, we usually see people out in the cold, like struggling. And the Six of Pentacles, we usually see somebody who has giving or sharing or doing something to, like, being generous towards someone who doesn't have as much or whatever. And we see that actually happening in the Six of Pentacles, but it's like we can see the progression from the Five of Pentacles. I hope you're following along with me. Normally we're all alone and out in the cold, but here we have somebody who clearly has resources shepherding or sort of leading this person who does not, maybe towards some help, or they're offering them some help, or they're taking them somewhere safe. But you get this idea of like that help coming, which is really cool. This Two of Cups looks real, like caught up in the moment and the passion of a connection. There's a lot happening here. I'm really digging the Strength card. I like the Empress card. I'm liking that we have that inclusive vibe here. We have somebody who looks like they could be intersexed. We have all kinds of different situations happening. The color palette is a little muted. I wonder if I would end up not reaching for it because of that, because I'm a shallow, I almost said a swear word, but I'm a shallow girl who really likes her bright colors, okay? Or her bold colors. But this is really funky, and I think it's worth a look for sure. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit and see if we have any other details. So there's some stuff, some stickers. There's probably some stretch goals. Awesome. Oh, this is an Australian creation. So it looks like there's limited. Interesting. So it's going to be on 400 GSM linen. Now, 400 GSM linen sounds interesting. I feel like when it's linen, it's usually quite a bit thinner. So that's intriguing to me. And it looks like there's only 349 copies of 500. So it looks like the creator's planning on a flat 500 deck print run. And that is it. That's how I would interpret this because it's limited. Now, maybe if they got a lot of interest, they would add to that print run. I don't know. But it is possible that they're just going to do a small 500 deck print run, and that is it for this campaign. So there are 7 days to go at the time I'm filming this, which means that when you're seeing this, there's probably only a few days left. So if this one interests you, definitely check it out. This next one was also really requested. I feel like this one just launched. maybe it didn't just launch, but this is the Stone Nova Tarot, and you have until Monday, November 14th, which is about a little bit less than a week from when you're seeing this video, at 12 p.m. Pacific time, well, 12:06 p.m. Pacific time. So at the time I'm filming, there's only 9 days to go. Is this by this is by Lily Stone, who I believe is the creator of the Stone Marseille, and there's another Stone deck, I believe, Stone RWS, that was out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here is the Stone Marseille and the Stone Visconti. That's the other one. And now we have the Stone Nova. If you like Lily Stone's artwork, this is going to be something really different. It's kind of like a modern kind of fun or playful take on the tarot, but with Lily Stone's art style, which I think is really cool. I was real tempted by the Stone Marseille. I would love to see this style in an RWS. I feel like that would be really cool. These colors are right up my alley. Like all these like gem tones, like the turquoises and the purples and the blues and the reds. I really like this. And I like that it's kind of abstract. Maybe that's the word I was going for. There's like an abstract element. I don't know if this is one that's like directly tempting me. I just think it's really cool. Chaos would be, oh, interesting. Chaos is the 22nd Major Arcana card. So that's cool. That's like your bonus card. But I like the style. What is all this? Oh, the color palette is tightly controlled. If the color is not here, it's not in the cards. Oh, that's really cool. Look at this Ace of Cups. Yeah, I really like the geometric. It almost looks like it could have been cut out in paper, like much more detailed than that. But like it almost looks like it could have been cut out in paper and like put together. It's got that sort of, I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? It's not, like it looks, not collage. That's not what I'm thinking. But like it's got that blocky, geometric look. I don't know what to call this, but I think it's really, really cool. So this is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. She's talking about that here. It says that for the most part, miners of the Stone Nova Tarot tell the same stories as in the Waite-Smith Tarot, but in a slightly different way. So we have like a little bit of play here with the Rider-Waite-Smith. Love the piggy bank concept for the 4 of coins or the 4 of pentacles. That's great. I think this is really cool. I think this is really cool. And I think Lily Stone's artwork is incredible. So I'm surprised actually that this is not further along on its funding goal. Its funding goal is quite hefty, but this definitely deserves some more attention than what it's been getting. The Book of Whispers. Okay, I'm going to not spend a ton of time here because this isn't, it's just going to keep on getting money while I'm talking about it. This is actually a bibliomancy art book by Cocorina. This is beautiful. It isn't a deck, but bibliomancy is a form of divination where you take a book, and you can do this with any book, but you take a book, you focus on your question, you flip to a random page, and you like put your finger on a line, and that's your answer kind of thing. But in this, it's actually designed to be used that way. So you have this beautifully created book with all this gorgeous artwork on it. This is another one I totally peeked at when somebody told me about it, because like obviously I've seen it before. But you like hold it and you focus on your question, and then you turn to a page and you get this beautifully written answer. This looks stunning. Does it say how many pages? I want to see. 408 pages. So that's 204 leaves, which I think means 204. What does that mean? I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, a page is front and back. So a leaf is each individual like physical page, right? Somebody help? But yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, so yeah, that's about right, because you have 200 illustrations and 200 messages. There's an option to add more pages on the stretch goals. So I think the stretch goals are going to be met, because it's had a goal of 10,000 Canadian and it's at 85,000 plus Canadian. So let's see what the stretch goals look like. I am super tempted to back this because I think this is a beautiful concept. It's literally made for this purpose. I actually had a book that was made for this. I forget what it was called. Like, I had it for the longest time. I wonder if I still have it. I might still have it somewhere. It was a similar idea. It was small, it had deckled edge pages, and you could just hold it and focus on your question and then pull to the answer. But I really like that this is built with divination in mind. So it's not a book that you're sort of hacking for that. It's really a book designed for this. I love the name, The Book of Whispers. I think that's gorgeous. And a lot of the art here looks to be art from the Divine Feminine tarot deck that Cocorina created. I think this is just gorgeous. And then there's also other art. So it's not only that. There's a bunch of other art as well. This is so pretty. And the borders are a form of linking the divination concept of the book to how it is used. So there's a star border or a Wheel of Fortune border or a High Priestess or the World or the Empress. So the tarot is in here in a subtle way, which I think is really, well, maybe not so subtle, but it's there for sure. I think that's really cool. I need to hit the remind me button because this is definitely one that I want to think about getting. This is really beautiful. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at it now and stop showing it to all of you now. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Woven Path Tarot. So this one is funding through Wednesday, November 16th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it is fully funded right now. This one, I don't know anything about. Oh, let's refresh the page because it's not showing up properly. There we go. 91 cards with a common thread. Okay, so it's an artist collaboration, weaving together the efforts of 91 artists. Okay, so it is a 91 card deck, so we're obviously going to have some bonus cards. Ah, yes, here it is. In addition to the traditional... Phew, my microphone's working. Phew, my other microphone's working. Had a panic attack for a second. Anyway. So it says here, in addition to the traditional 78 tarot cards, we include 13 zodiac cards. So that's the 91. But each card is illustrated by a different artist, which is the same sort of premise as the 78 tarot, which is also collaborative. This... Ooh, that's pretty. It looks like there are spot gloss. Foil stamped embellishments, not spot gloss. Magnetic enclosure, ribbon, guidebook. So this, here's my thing. This already looks really pretty. This to me is giving me like 78 tarot vibes, but just in a different style. The art here feels like it could be a little bit different. Maybe not. Maybe it's kind of similar. This is a very similar premise to me of the 78 Tarot. I'm a huge fan of 78 Tarot and what they've put together, and this does feel like a similar idea. And I will be honest and say that I've already got one 78 Tarot deck and another one that I've backed on Kickstarter. And collab decks are not typically my thing. I tend to like decks where the art is all created by the same person, or at least where you can't really tell that it's been created by different artists. So this is really freaking cool, and if you really love what 78 Tarot does, you would probably also love what these guys are doing. But for me, I feel like I can't have too many decks that do this with the collaborative work. Yes, the creators have all of the artists credited here, which is incredible. I love that. This is a really pretty card. The Tower, that is gorgeous. I love how she's like free falling, kind of. She's dropped her crown. That's a really beautiful image. Holy cow. There's definitely some beautiful, beautiful artwork in here. Probably not for me, but it would be really fun to poke around here and like look at all the art and look at all the different artists. And look at that 6 of coins. Here we go. The 6 of coins. Yes. Where it's almost like a goddess is like sprinkling down little blessings into this girl's dress. This is really beautiful. Could do without the spider lady and the 8 of coins. I totally get it though. Spiders, 8 of coins. Definitely makes sense, but I could do without it. This is really gorgeous artwork. It's not surprising to me that this is fully funded. It looks like it's a really beautifully cohesive collaboration deck. Probably not for me, but very cool nonetheless. Next up, we are going to talk about an Indiegogo deck. That is the Winter Weight Redux 2022 by James Battersby. So this is definitely a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, like a proper clone. I feel like even those of us who don't all agree on what a clone is probably will agree that this is a clone. It's essentially the Rider-Waite-Smith images, just redrawn. So the same exact scenes for the most part, I feel like, but all holiday themed. Now I have a copy of the Winter Weight, but mine is the Santa's Helpers edition. And the colors are a little bit bolder. This one is really beautiful with its pastel colors, and I definitely feel like some of these cards have been changed. It's really stinking cute. I am here for this color palette. There's a part of me that's like, do I like this better? Let me just grab my copy. Let's just see. So my copy is in this sort of colorway. Oh, see, I like how bold and vivid mine is. I think it's pretty. It's got like pinks in it. And it's so fun to use in the holiday season. And I love the candy cane backs on mine. The pinks and these colors are really pretty though, I gotta admit. Oh, these colors are so pretty, but I do really like mine. I do really like mine. When is this supposed to ship? Let's just see. This is so cute though. I really like these colors. But I don't really tend to use this kind of deck very often. I've got mine in a fun like holiday like wrapping paper style bag. Anyway, they also are the creator of the Groovy Weight, which is awesome. And I think you can actually get the Groovy Weight if you back this. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think I've covered the Groovy Weight in a previous hot takes. But I think the issue is that, yeah, delivery will not be until January. I wish they timed these a little bit better because I feel like I got the winter weight and it was the same kind of deal. When I got my copy, I feel like it came in like in the beginning of a year. So I had to wait a long time. I mean, I didn't have to wait, but if I wanted to use it in the holiday season, I had to wait. Do you know what I'm saying? So it'll be a long time. Like you'll get it in and then you'll have to sit on it for like a while before it's holidays. So if that's the thing that's going to bug you. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the art is different in this one. It's not just the colors. It's a lot of fun. I feel like if you're into this kind of thing, this is a lot of fun. And I thought it was also kind of neat to like just have it set aside and like to pull it out when it was holiday season. So check that out if you're interested. Okay, can we just all take a collective moment and look at the Kitten Nugget Tarot, a delightful 78 card tarot deck. Kitten Nugget. And in my brain, it's Chicken Nugget. And clearly it is for the creator too, because these are literally like kitten nuggets. Like we see on the, is that the back of the guidebook or something? We see a kitten dipped in like a hot mustard type sauce, like a, you know, like a nugget. Like a nugget? I don't even know what this is. What am I looking at? It's kind of fun, right? Oh my God. The photos for this with the divided plate are just, what is this? But like, it's so cute and funny. Somebody thought this up. The fact that people's brains, that we have such creative minds, I just think this is so hilarious. Here we have the moon card and they're showing us all the different, like, hold on. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Come on. There we go. Can I make this even bigger? There we go. There we go. There we go. So that kitten nugget is representative of the lobster. We have the dog and the wolf represented here. We have, this is all very interesting to me. Oh yes, the 2 stacks of cups are the towers. So that's pretty great. It's great. It's not something I would ever in a million years, I feel like, buy or use. Oh my God, it comes in a box that makes it look like a nugget box. Yep, 78 piece kitten nugget treat. Somebody thought this up. Props, because I'm so delighted that this will exist. That's what I have to say about this. This is so funky and weird in all the cutest ways. Of course it's going to have holographic edging. Of course it is. 19 days to go. You have until Thursday, November 24th at 5 a.m. Pacific time to back this. It's reached its funding goal. This is happening. The Kitten Nugget Tarot will be a thing. Get in on it if you want yourself some kitten nuggets. Ooh, okay. This one is called the Dreams Within Dreams Tarot. It says it is a Rider-Waite-Smith tarot inspired by dreams wrapped in anime, fantasy, mythology, and 90s aesthetics. Sign me up. Right? Probably? I'm going to want this, right? Like that's just all my things right there. And this art style is colorful, which, you know, is there a unicorn? Okay, well, you know, I mean, look at this magician card. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's just look at some images. So the deck is about 85% done. So this reflects a sneak peek. That's great. 85% I think is perfectly fine for doing your Kickstarter. It means that they're very close and will be able to meet their deadlines probably with no problem. So we have the Magician, which is gorgeous. I love this. I love that she's lighting a match or some incense. I think that's beautiful. Loving the Death card. Love the star with this like whale and the Northern Lights. It's so beautiful. Here are some court cards. That Knight of Swords is something else. I love that they're changing and playing with the genders here. They're not going with just the traditional matchup, which I do definitely appreciate. Is that supposed to be a Sailor Moon boy? I think that's amazing in the Page of Swords. There is the Four of Swords. Oh my gosh, this is really cool. Look how fiery the wand suit is. Love that. Some coins cards. Is this collaborative? It almost looks collaborative. Like the art style doesn't seem like it's always the same. Aha! The deck is carefully crafted with unique interpretations of the RWS Tarot deck with our take on dreams and symbolism. That's really cool. The entire deck is designed by a diverse group of artists, people of color, women, LGBTQ+, and is a combination of painting, digital illustration, graphic design, and a hint of AI for experimental funsies. See below for the full list of artists. So it is, where's the list of artists? I want to see. How many artists are we talking? Because it does look pretty, oh, does it? Wait. I want to see the list of artists because it does look fairly cohesive, but there's some where I'm like, that's definitely a different artist. Like here in the Knight of Coins, that one stands out to me specifically. And there's a few others that stand out to me as being a slightly different art style. So again, I'm probably going to hesitate. I don't see the list of artists. Am I just missing it? I'm probably scrolling right past it, you guys. I'm sorry. But check it out. I'm very hesitant usually to back collaborative decks because I find that sometimes they feel a little disjointed to me, but this one's pretty cohesive looking. Like I feel like this feels fairly cohesive. So I'm going to hit remind me and think about this one some more. I'm definitely curious, but I can't seem to find the list of artists. So maybe that's just not on here yet, or maybe it's in an update. We will see. But I'm going to keep my eyes on this for sure. Let's talk about the Power of Yin Oracle deck. This is a 56 card guidance deck to connect you with the wisdom of the Yin. I am a big fan of Yin energy. That is the slow, contemplative, like nurturing, sometimes feminine energy that is like going into the cave kind of feeling, at least for me. Let's read a little bit more about this. Now, I did actually hear from the creator and from like several of you who were like, we want to hear about the power of the Yin. And when the creator reached out, I was like, well, I'm definitely covering this in my hot takes. So we'll be talking about it here anyway. This looks really, really incredible. The art style has this like soft, like colored pencil kind of feeling to it. I don't know if that's the medium. That's just kind of the feeling it gives me, that sort of soft blended, not soft focus, but just soft, cuddly look to it. I don't know. So it looks like you have the art and then you have words on the back. So this is the embodiment card we see here, and it says, come into this body. Here you will find everything you need. Access to source, the tools to heal, your way of knowing, pleasure. Yes, you will suffer in this form. There are times when you will jump out of this body and stay away for a long time. Oh my God, this is a lot. She will always be waiting for you. But it says, waiting in the wisdom of her ways, blood, organs, bone, heart, nerves, brain, eyes, ears, breath, vehicle, vessel, instrument, channel, welcome in, welcome home. That is beautiful. So this is definitely geared towards the feminine. Let's just see though, that was a beautiful message. Holy moly. Receptivity. Gifts, let's see if I can read this. It's very small. Gifts of every kind come our way. A spectacular sunset, the kiss of a breeze, the compliment of a lover, an offer of money, and we may never even know it. Receiving is a practice. You are the empty vessel, the space inside you an invitation. Open, accept, absorb, delight. Say thank you with an open heart. Who are you to stand in the way of the goddess? Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Holy moly. Self-cultivation, language of the body, grounding. I'm loving the look of this artwork. Oh, it's partly cut off. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna do our best. Guidance, the muse, the angels, God, your higher self, your spiritual guardians, loved ones on the other side, and animal presence. You aren't meant to do it alone. Oh my gosh, this is so like emotional. A sudden insight, a clear direction, a nudge, a surprising synchronicity, a delightful outcome. They're just waiting for you, I'm guessing. And then it says, ask for help, ask for ideas, ask for a direction, ask for a miracle. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is really beautiful. It is definitely geared towards the feminine for sure. This is really gorgeous. What a powerful tool. So pretty. Okay, sorry. I'm just like losing myself in it. Let's go back up. Okay, so it's not funded yet. There are 22 days to go though. So if this is resonating for you, if this feels powerful for you, you have until Sunday, November 27th at 4:48 a.m. Pacific time to back this one. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I feel like there's a lot of powerful work you could do with this deck if it speaks to you. If you feel like it's a deck that you could see yourself working with, I feel like it could be a very, very potent tool. I am definitely clicking the remind me button because I want to go back and watch. Is there a video? I can't ever watch the videos when I do these videos because it makes things go funky, but I want to go back and watch that because this looks really cool. So that's what I have to say. I am a little bit lost in it because I think it's absolutely beautiful. The Alpaca Tarot. I was so excited that this is going to actually exist. I don't even know if I'm going to back this. I'm going to hit remind me. But there's a little bit of a story here. I encountered this because the Sun card from this deck actually appears in the Alleyman Tarot. And when Peggy and I did a live stream, which I'll try to remember to link up in the cards, when we did a live stream where we were like going through the Alleyman Tarot, this card came up and I was like, it's so freaking cute. I have to know if it exists in a deck. Is it from a deck? Like, what's the story? And so I looked it up and it said it was a deck in progress. And here it is on Kickstarter, fully funded. You can back this until Sunday, November 27th at 11 a.m. Pacific. Look at this color palette. It is like all pastel and super cute, very blocky. It's an Alpaca Tarot. I think it's fantastic. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. The scenes are all very familiar. The color palette is adorable. Do I need the Alpaca Tarot? Like, weigh in down below. Let me know. Do I need it? Should I get it? I'm thinking about it. We have to talk about the Maria Tarot. This is a modern Thoth-based tarot deck. I know about this because I found out about this a while ago. I can't remember where I saw it. I'm trying to remember specifically where I saw it, but I got a preview and it's a really beautiful Thoth-based deck. And I hope there's more images. Oh, good. We don't get a lot of Thoth-based decks because Rider-Waite-Smith is the popular system, or the more popular system in like modern tarot reading circles, I feel like. But this is a really beautiful interpretation of the Thoth Tarot, and I think it's really, really well done. It seems to have the same color palette, which is important because the Thoth Tarot really uses the color scales, color correspondences, traditional color correspondences associated with, the esoteric teachings of the Golden Dawn, all this kind of thing. So the color palette matters in the Thoth Tarot. It matters in both decks, the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Thoth, of course, but it's very apparent to me in the Thoth. And so seeing that the colors are staying true, like I really know that the Four of Wands is Venus and Mars. And I know that, like, that's the decan or whatever associated with it because I always remember the green for Venus and the red for Mars. Watch that I'll have this totally wrong now. Somebody feel free to correct me, but I remember that because of the colors and because of studying the Thoth. But so to me, seeing it be true to the original Thoth system, but also reimagining it in this beautiful it's like repainted, like redrawn and repainted. I think that's really cool. It seems really well done. And if you're just looking for a Thoth that's very true to the original, like the very same sort of images, but just redone in this slightly, I want to say mushy, and I mean mushy in a really good way, and it's probably not a very good word to use, but it's this kind of maybe flowy or softer somehow. It feels maybe not gentler, more approachable somehow. I think it's beautiful, and I'm very tempted by it. I feel like this would be a very inspiring Thoth Tarot to work with if you were interested in learning the Thoth, because all the imagery is here. It's really pretty. It's a really, really pretty deck. Shoot, I'm going to hit remind me on this one too. Like, I'm really tempted by this because the Thoth that I enjoy working with right now is the Asherah Tarot, but I really, really, really like this Maria Tarot, and when I first saw it, I wanted to buy it, but it wasn't ready yet. It wasn't available yet. I think it's gorgeous. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on. And finally, that brings us to the Dark Reflections. This is all over the internet right now. There's a lot of targeted ads I've been seeing about this deck. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about it. This is by the same creators that did the Phantom Tarot, and they also did another one, the Baroque Tarot, I think it was, after that. This is very well funded. It had a $33,650 Canadian goal, and it's at $201,000. You have until Friday, December 2nd at 10:52 a.m. to back this. It looks really, really cool. I think the whole point is that it's based on working with the shadow. So each card, I believe, is meant to illustrate the shadow meanings of the cards. Where is the art? Ooh, you can really see the elemental color palette here. That's really cool. And the colors align with how I see the color associations for the suits, so that's great. Designed for shadow work. I want more art, please. There we go. There we go. So it is meant to illustrate the shadow meaning of every card, and I haven't really looked at it close. Sorry, I'm trailing off because I've never really looked at it to see. Like in the star, for example, the star card in its light form or in its upright form, or however you want to view that, is about hope. And here we see somebody who looks like they're giving into despair, which is very interesting. I'm just kind of looking at this and like, this is very cool. It is like each suit, sorry, I'm just told, again, I'm sinking into it. Each suit seems to have its own limited color palette. Each suit seems to have its own color palette. So we have the swords are this yellow and purple and red. The cups are like blue and red and purple. The wands are red and green and gold, kind of. And then the pentacles are this green. I don't love that. Like, I do love it. I don't know how to express this. I love that you have such clear signs of which suit you're in. I think that's really great. Like, if you like limited color palettes, this is going to be like right up your alley, I feel like. I struggle sometimes with limited color palettes because I really love when I get lots of color. So I feel like there's going to be a ton of people who love the way that this is done. But I feel like for me, I wanted it all to look like this, like with lots of different colors. Like, it's still sort of restrained and muted and dark. It's still kind of limited, even in the majors. It just, to me, it seems more colorful somehow. And I'm a color person, in case I haven't mentioned it 75 times in this video already. But, so I really like this in theory, but I don't know if this is one that I would back. So yeah, that's where I've landed on that one. I'm sure there are plenty of other decks that are launching, but these are the ones you guys requested and that I had time to do today. Thank you so much for submitting requests for the decks you want me to cover. It really truly helps me to put this video together with the stuff that you guys want to see. And also major props to my subscribers who, when one person would suggest a deck, people were replying, they were upvoting. So I knew what you all were the most interested in hearing about, and that really helped me when planning this video. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I do put a post up every single month when I'm getting ready to film this video, usually a few days in advance, asking you what decks you want to see me cover, and that is how I pick these. So it's really helpful when you guys participate in that, and I make sure, that way I'm making sure to tell you or show you or talk about the decks you really want to hear about. I feel like I got tempted by like a good chunk of the decks today, and actually weirdly I feel like we had way less mass market decks than normal, and I don't know if that's just that you guys were just not into as many of the mass market decks as you were other decks, or if that's just the way the cookie crumbled this time. But I do try to cover mass market, indie, and crowdfunded every single month whenever there are requests for decks in those categories. So I hope this was useful to you. If nothing else, I hope that it was fun eye candy, because it's always fun to look at new stuff that's coming out and see what we think about it and have our opinions. In case I haven't said it in a while, have massive respect for all the creators, and I hope that all of your projects meet your expectations and that they are wildly successful. This is such a subjective thing because I'm only giving my personal opinions on like what I think I would work with or what I feel or like or don't like or whatever, but it's all personal. It's completely subjective. A lot of times I'll talk about a deck on here that's not my cup of tea, and I will be flooded with comments from those of you who it is your cup of tea. Please keep that coming, because I think it's helpful for creators too who may stumble on this video to see that just because it's not my thing or I'm not feeling drawn to it in this moment doesn't mean that there are not a bunch of people out there who are looking for exactly that. There is something for everybody in this tarot world, and I love that, and I hope that that continues. We are so spoiled for choice, and I'm so glad to be living in a time when we have this many beautiful and powerful divination tools to work with. So anyways, enough babbling from me. Thank you all so much for hanging out. An extra big thank you goes out to the Unicorn fam. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel by joining and becoming a member. It really means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. To all of you who like this video, comment, just watch, that means more than you could possibly know. If you were not here watching, I would not be sitting here doing this. So thank you so much for just being a part of what I do here. Thank you so, so much, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.